Hi developers. So today we'll see how can we use out of the box metrics concept in ServiceNow. So to enable that metric concept, we should there is one free plugins available in ServiceNow plugin. If I come here and search plugins, yeah, if I'll open here, one metrics plugin should be there. It should be activated, otherwise you will be uh, not able to use that feature in ServiceNow. Let me open metrics. There was one metric definition. Yes, this is the one. You can see this is a free plugin by ServiceNow. So in PDI also you can install and you can try. So let's come to point like why we need metrics. So suppose in a particular table you have one field and it has three options, A, B and C. You want to track in how many hours the ticket was in A state, how many time it took from move the state from B to C, how many hours it took or how many time it took. To do such things, what you have to do if suppose let's think like we don't have metric in our instance. So for that we have to write our own script. We should make that field as audit true so that all the data will be captured in audit history, who has changed everything. So instead of that doing those things, ServiceNow has provided these features which we can use. Let's see how can you use that. So let me close these. Okay, and it has few scopes also, like survey this metric will only work on task table, or like whatever table has directly or indirectly has inherited from task. But we can also use that features for our custom table also. How can you use that one also, I'll tell you. And also I'll tell you like by how can you add some scripts in the metric definition, and what are the out of the box functions ServiceNow has provided to use that metric definition. And there will be some tricky things which we have to take care while we will be writing some script for metric definition. So let me first go to and come here in filter navigator. I search metrics. So under metrics you can see metric definition, instance, business rule. So how it works, like we have one out of the box business rule which has written on tax table. It will trigger every moment whatever changes it will happen or whatever insertion it will happen. So based on that it will calculate the duration, like uh, when the ticket was in A state and when it has moved to B state, and it will calculate the duration between A to B. If you have mentioned like it should calculate the duration for that particular field. So let's go to the example, then you will get a clear idea. Suppose you want to create some definition. I have to click on this metric definition. Then there will be few like you can see lots of out of the box things are available. Let me open, suppose here we have one out of the box metric definition. I'll show you by using script how can you use, by using the out of the box feature how can you use, like without adding any script. So script one also I'll show you this record. Okay, so this one has already created, so you have to, this number will auto generate. You just need to mention your metric name, and you have to mention a table name and that particular table on which field you want to add that metric, on which field you want to calculate the duration. Suppose it has, now we have added like assigned to. That means suppose when ticket got created, the assigned to field will be empty. Empty again after 1 day or 2 day, again maybe after 1 hour a ticket may assign to a particular person. So here it will capture in related list, it will show you since from that particular uh, empty state to this particular user how many hours it took to assign someone. And after that also from one assigned to another assigned to, suppose it has transferred the assignment group change, then it will also calculate how many hours or how many days it was in between that two stage. So those things it can calculate easily. And once you'll add the field, here will be an option called type. There are two types, either you can use the script calculation or you can use the field value duration. Field value duration means we no need to write any script. Okay, directly you can save this, and once you will go to, suppose I'll go to incident table. If I go to some record, let me go to, let me open this record. Okay, you can see the assigned to field is value is there. Suppose let me remove this. I'll save this record. One metric definition will create for this particular changes. Let's go there in metric definition. If I'll refresh this one, you can see one record got created. So this you can see one record got created. And one more thing here, like the metric definition will never work for historical data. It will only, the moment you will enable for that, only from that moment onwards it will work. So now the incident, you can see start time is this and end time it's not there, value is empty. So if now I'll come here, I'll assign to myself. Oops, it's not able to find me. Okay, admin. Okay, then okay, let's add some name. Uh, this Mashood, suppose. Let's see, and let me save this. Now I'll come here. I'll refresh this one. You can see it is showing like it was in empty state for 1 minute. Okay, now it has assigned to Mashood. Now again I'll come here. I'll change to someone else. Suppose let me add Eric. I'll save this. If I'll come here, I'll click on this refresh. See, again it is showing for 25 seconds the ticket was assigned to Mashood. And again if I change something here, I can track the duration for how long it was assigned to that particular user. So this is the, like if you are using type called field value duration. Suppose you have to, there is some condition and you have to work, like suppose this assigned to value is changing, and that assigned to is should not be this particular user, you want to add that condition also. So in that scenario, how can you use, you can use this script include script calculation. So I'll show you one more example here. One example is here how it is calculating. So here they have added one, you can use the current object also here, like you can access each and every field of this particular incident by using the current object. So it is checking like if that is not active and the state is this, then only you should use the metric. It should create the metric. To create the metric, ServiceNow has provided one script include metric instance. This is a one script include, and these are the two parameters you have to pass, definition and current. Definition is the object you can use, like it will pass the sys id of this particular definition. This is the definition we have created. This sys id it will pass, this object actually it will pass. So once it will pass the definition, also ServiceNow has provided few function inside this script include. If I'll right click, sorry, right click open definition, you will see it, it will give you few out of the box function. Like you can create, you can check like any instance is available or not, any uh, if you want to create some metric instance also, you'll get to, you can get a function name easily. You can see get new record and metric exist or not. This out of the box functions is available, you can create it. This is like get new record means if you want to create one metric instance, you can do. So what is metric instance here? You can see whatever changes we did, it has captured in the metric instance. Why metric instance? Metric instance is a table, like it's a part of metric definition where it will store your output. So if suppose in future you want to know for that particular incident, for this particular assigned to, how many hours it was there. So you can come and glide record to the metric instance table based on the your incident sys and you will get to and that particular value. These two things you can pass and automatically you will get the duration. So this is all about the metric definition and metric instance, and the one scope is like it will be only working for tax table all or any table which has inherited from tax table directly or indirectly. It will only work for them. Here one more thing also, if suppose your if condition is this and it will not go and create the create metric, right? So you should never forget to add a else condition where you should mention answer equals to false. It's a tricky thing. You should always, it's a best practice to use this. Otherwise there will be, I have seen few scenarios where it used to update the existing instance. So never forget to add this line. Okay, so once your metric instance is done, let's see how can we use that metric instance for custom table, or there are lots of CMDB tables suppose that has not inherited from task table, but we want that feature should be available in CMDB also. So for that, let me show you the existing business rule first. So I'll go to metric business rule. It has one business rule called metric events. It has written on particularly tax table. We'll see when it will execute. It will execute after insertion, updation and deletion. These three things it will execute. So let's do one thing. I just wanted to add the same feature for one CMDB CI table or CMDB server table. Suppose let's pick the server table. So this CMDB CI server table is child table of CMDB CI table, this one, and this table has also has a superclass which has no parent. Okay, this superclass has no parent. That means nowhere direct or indirectly this CMDB CI server has not came from that task table. So it's not using any task table attributes. So now let's see how can we add a particular metric definition for CMDB CI server table. To do that, first what we have to do, we have to come here and it will change something like metric events for CMDB server. We can mention like that and we can change the task. Never change this business rule. I'll show you what I'll do. I'll click on this one, CMDB underscore CI underscore server table. It is slow. Okay, now let's pick this one. What we will do, we'll just right click and insert and stay. That means it will not, let me see, that means it will not override the out of the box business rule. We have created a new business rule on the CMDB CI server table. So now what will happen, if we'll change something in CMDB CI table, we'll create one definition. Based on the definition, if something is happening in CMDB CI server table, then it will capture. Let's do one thing. Let's create one metric instance, metric definition. And one more thing, if you have any database view also, you can mention in this table. You can this metric instance should work for that database view. If you might have lots of configuration, lots of requirement like complex requirement, you may need to use a database view also. That scenario also you can write same business rule. You can do insert and stay for your particular database view. Let's create one metric instance, sorry, metric definition. See, as I mentioned, you automatically number is appear. Let's see, metrics for server table. Okay, we have one install status field. We'll add some definition for this field. Uh, Server install status. Okay, we'll pick the table cmdb underscore ci underscore server. It will take time, just 1 second. Okay, now we'll pick this one. We'll pick the field name our installation status. So whenever installation status will change, it will create one metric instance record. I'll right click, I'll save this. As I mentioned you, it will not work for historical data. It will only work for like whenever we'll change anything for this particular field now onwards. Like because we have created the metric definition now only. So if I'll go here, I suppose I'll change this one installation status to retired. Suppose I'll click on save. I'll come to this metric definition. I'll refresh. See, it has the value is retired, start time is this, and end time is not yet decided. So once I'll change that particular record to suppose in stock, and I'll click save. If I'll come here, I'll refresh this. You can see it has created one more record, and it has updated the existing also. The aim for 20 second, the CI was sorry, that particular server was retired. After that, it created one more value in stock because now I have moved change the state to stock in stock. So now suppose I'll come here, I'll right click, I'll move this one to installed. Now it will create one more record and it will update the existing one. See, it has updated the existing one in stock. For 29 seconds, this server was in stock. Now again it has installed. Whenever again I'll change this value to retired, it will change this one. So this is all about metric.